It's me hype every single time. What up, what up, hello. And welcome to the Cup Ringside, part of the Cup Network, where we give you the best seat in the house for all things wrestling. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Sure. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking some water here, nice and cold. You see, it's very fresh out the fridge, and I can't wait to drink it because I'm thirsty. But hydration is important. But if I was drinking anything else, I would probably be drinking it out of my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at Lana G's Creations at Etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And yeah, get your cup merch. Period.
And I'm Donovan. I don't have no introduction spill, and I'm here to talk some NXT.
We're gonna have to work on that. You're gonna have to get you a spiel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that because you sound a little dry right now. But that's all right. It's okay. You don't have to have a spiel. But what we do need you to do is get ready to talk about some NXT. That's what we're here. Who's NXT? Who's next? That's us. We're next. And we're talking about all things NXT from May 7th, 2024. But before we jump into that, we got to take care of the business part of it all, which is subscribe to this channel. Absolutely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our shows. We have weekly shows on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Every week we got stuff, new content coming out for you for those three shows. You can check that out. And then we also have our mid card videos like top tier lists, top 10 lists, documentary discussions, and then of course all the PLEs that come out. We have a prediction show and a recap show, so check that out. And I want to thank y'all because our recap show was getting a lot of views this past week, a lot of views, more views than ever. So I need those views to turn into subscribed. So subscribe to this channel. Also, if you're a fan of Drag Race, we have a channel for you. Subscribe to the Cup Pod, or if you're a fan of Drag Race or any drag, period, we discuss all of that over there. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, which is happening right now, which is why I am here and not Lewis, because Lewis is actually at Eurovision right now, getting a lot of good content for the channel, the Eurovision channel. So you might want to go over there and subscribe to that channel at the Cup ESC. They're going to be loaded with content this week for the competition. Is heating up, and we're going to have a great show. And Lewis is in the mix. He has a media pass. He's in there, and so he's getting all the content that we couldn't get being over here in the States. And so subscribe to that channel. If you're a fan of the reality TV, we got the Cup TV, where we talk all things Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, Deal or No Deal Island. New show coming out, The GOAT. We're going to talk about The Circle. We're talking about it all. So check out that channel over there. We might even throw in some scripted TV on the Cup TV soon, talking about Bridgerton maybe. So because it's about to come back out on the 16th of May, and so we might do a refill of season 1 and season 2 to get ready for season 3. So check that out as well. And yeah, all those links will be in our link tree in the description below. And if you want to become a member of this channel and support us that way, where you will get early access to shows from all four channels and exclusive content from all four channels, go to our main channel at the Cup Pod and hit the join button, and you get all that stuff. If you're a fan of Patreon instead of your YouTube, we got a Patreon, same content, just a different app. So do all those things. We appreciate you. Here. All right, got it done under 5 minutes. So now that we got all of that out the way, let's jump into what you're here for, and that is NXT. And y'all, Wesley is back in the building. I'm excited about that because I actually really, really enjoy Wesley. Watching Wesley at the beginning when he was just flying and he was NXT champion and he opened the North American Championship, not the NXT Championship.
Yeah, North American champ.
North American Championship. That's my bad. So when he was North American champion, he was doing everything. He was open challenging everybody. He was going to be the fighting champion, and he did that. But then he got hurt, and he ruptured 3 discs in his back, and that took him out. And he had to have surgery. He was in so much pain and all of that stuff. But he is back, and he is back in the ring. And I have to say, he don't look like he missed a step. He was in it. He was doing it, and I was like, yes, word, word.
Yeah, man. We got Wesley back in NXT, back in the stomping grounds. First match of the night. We get Wesley versus Josh Briggs.
Yeah. It was good.
It was a good match.
I think it was a lot of back and forth going on. Like Josh was showing his strength, and Wesley was still flying, and was showing that he could still fly. So I thought it was really good, and he did this amazing flip off the top rope. I didn't catch what it was called, but it's like he flipped and corkscrewed, and when I tell you, I was like, it was so good. And he did that to win the match and secure the victory. So that was really, really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, we had Ivar on commentary for this match. And after the match, him and Josh Briggs get into it
Yeah.
until Wesley jumps on both of them.
He breaks it up, jumps off the top. I was like, first, I was just like, I'm not here to fight. And then Josh Briggs got in his face and they got to fight. And I was like, okay. I thought Wesley was going to look at him, leave him alone, like, this ain't my fight. But no, Wesley was like, nah, break this up in the best way that Wesley can break up a fight, which is jumping on him. It was fun. It was a good match. I enjoyed watching it. I was happy to see Wesley back, and that injury didn't take him out.
Yeah.
So the next match of the night was Shayna Baszler versus Carmen Petrovic. Sorry, Petrovic. Sorry, Carmen. Petrovic. I spelled it wrong on my notes, but the match was good. It had a lot of back and forth between the two, and Carmen is a really good striker and kick. Like she could strike you and kick you and do some things. She was just, and she held her own, but going against somebody like a Shayna Baszler, who is also a very good striker and who has many ways to take you down.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, but Shayna grabbed her, put Carmen in a sleeper, and literally choked her out, and it was kind of wild to see.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's what you get when you got somebody coming from MMA. They know multiple submission holds, multiple ways to end the fight.
Absolutely.
She had it in the chamber, and she executed it and put Petrovic to sleep.
Absolutely. And in Petrovic's corner was Natalia, and in Shayna's corner was Lola Vice, who is also from MMA, so that's why her strikes are so hard. And they were. I wasn't. I don't think they were a non-factor in the match, but they were there.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was cool. It was a good match. It was solid. It wasn't anything too outrageous, but I kind of do want to see Shayna being used more on the main roster. I feel like she deserves a little bit more. I mean, they just buried her after she got it from under Ronda Rousey.
With Ronda Rousey, yep. They buried her with Ronda.
And they buried her, and I was like, why? Y'all let her beat her. That should have catapulted her up into another level, I thought. But
you would think, but common sense ain't common.
Yeah, what you say. But yeah, that was that. So then they start showing the first part of the women's NXT qualifiers for the women's North American Championship that they're going to have, and they have the women doing the combine.
Uh-huh.
And so they showed the first part of all the different activities they have them do to qualify for the combine. And some of these women were kicking butt, and it looked interesting and very intense. But we'll find out at the end of the show who was all in who made it to the qualifying matches.
Yeah.
So then the next match was the no quarter catch crew. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, that's right.
No quarter catch crew and Tyson and Tyreek. They with the special guest referee that nobody knew about, but decided it was going to be a special guest referee, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Now you know the Lorenzo family has the issue with the no quarter catch crew because they won't pay them for doing a job that they did. And the catch crew is like, we're not paying you. And the Lorenzo family like, you gonna pay us one way or another. And they're like, all right, we're not doing it. And so this was one way for the Lorenzo family to get a little retribution for not being paid from the catch crew. And it was what we thought was going to happen in a match where the special guest referee is somebody who is trying to screw over another team, like purposely, and yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's kind of obvious that once we get a special guest referee involved that's feuding with somebody that's in the match, of course they're gonna screw them as best as they can.
Absolutely.
We saw that tonight.
Yeah, we catch crew had the pin, and he was Stacks was checking for the shoulders being down, like is his shoulders down, and then he looking, then he started counting 1, 2, which gave Tyson all the time he needed to kick out of that, and then he did a roll up. And Stacks was there. 1, 2, 3, done. It was so stupid. It was insane. It was crazy. It was funny.
Yeah, their rivalry is just getting more and more intense by the week.
It absolutely does. It absolutely. It's going to continue, as we saw at the end of the show. It's going to continue to escalate. But our next match was Michin versus Ariana Grace. And I like Michin. I for one wanted in the draft that we did a couple weeks ago, we wanted to have Michin jump to SmackDown brand, but I think did y'all grab Michin or did Raw grab Michin?
I don't remember.
I think Raw grabbed Michin, but yeah, I think Raw grabbed Michin. We were like, we're gonna pick Michin, but that it was a good match. But see, I always think Michin is such a good wrestler, and I feel like she's just not. She's in a sea of really, really good wrestlers on the main roster that she can get lost. But I feel like she would thrive in NXT.
Yeah.
I think like she would have such a good run, and the crowd loves her. Like they were behind her.
Yeah, they definitely were.
They were chanting Michin the whole time, and she was out there dancing. I was like, this is something we ain't seen before on the main roster. I feel like she gets swallowed up so much in the main roster that she doesn't get to shine as much as I would like her to do. So I kind of feel like the NXT brand for right now, is a good spot for her and for her to just shine.
Yeah, she can be that veteran type presence in the locker room. Get all the ladies in the locker room, train them up because she has main roster experience. And yeah, this was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
and Misha comes away with the win.
Absolutely. She gave Ariana a strike, like a killer striking knee to the head to knock her out. It was just kind of like, whoa. Like it was kind of amazing. I was like, okay, Misha, I see you. I see you. It was good. But yeah, Misha wins. And yeah, as she should. As she should. So then we have a backstage segment with the Taya Hell and Ridge Holland, and they're talking, and he's letting her know that he understands what she's going through. You know, he hopes his daughter. He was like, "You remind me of my daughter, and I hope she like is like you when she gets older," and blah blah blah. So then Chase U comes out, and they're trying to hype up the because hype her up on her win that she had, and they were like, "You're doing great, this is amazing," and then they were interrupted by Lexis King, who and he kind of tries to give words of wisdom to Ridge Holland. It was like, if you want to win, you shouldn't be hanging around with these losers over here.
Yeah.
And Taylor was like, what? And so she's going off. Chase U is going off. And so they were like, we're not going to have none of that. You go get on out of here, Lexus, and da da da. So they leave. And then we go into the Supernova session with the special guest, our champion, Trick Williams. Is here. Whoop that trick. Hey, whoop that trick. I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that sound bite and put that on the whoop that trick. But anyway, we got Whip Trick coming out as the special guest. First, uh, Norm was like our guest, and Lash was like, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He is our very special guest. And he was like, what? She's like, I mean, he is. He's a champion. We gotta respect, like, he's a champion. And so they were like, okay, all right. So he was like, a very special guest, Trick Williams. So Trick comes out and he doing his thing. They had a whole video montage of him and after he won the belt and all of that stuff. And it was nice. It was whatever. And so Trick was like, so let's just get down to it. This is all very good and sweet and everything, but let's get down to why we're here. Because you've been showing this envelope, and I want to know what's in this envelope. And so, of course, Nam was like, you can't tell us what to do. We're doing what we want to do it. You can't tell us what to do. And so then he looks up at Lash, he's like, okay, Lash, show him what's in the envelope. It's like, idiot. Okay, moron. But they opened the envelope that Lash has been carrying around for weeks now. And finally she opens the envelope and it is a picture of when Trick fought
Noah and Dar.
Dar, and they fought him and he fought him, and he was like, your whole championship is based on a lie because my foot was clearly on the ropes and the ref didn't catch it. So if that's what catapulted you to this spot, you're not really a champion. You're not. And so I'm like, that was it? A picture? Like, what?
They made this whole big deal about an envelope. Everybody speculated, and it's a picture from an old match.
An old match that has nothing to do with right now.
The refs make mistakes, bruh. Let it go. Let it go.
All the time. We've seen people get the tights pulled, the foot on the ropes, all kind of stuff getting. It was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. And they were like, and so Trick was like, this
Really?
is what y'all brought me out here
Really,
for?
bruh?
Like, bruh. Like, for real, this is what you...
This is what y'all made this big scene about.
Absolutely. It's like, this is it? This is all we got? Like, huh? He was like, you got this whole thing looking like we finna do the Maury show.
Exactly.
And he was like, oh, and by the way, Trick Willie is not their father. and Uh, it was like it was wild. And so they were like, we didn't, you know. He was like, this ain't Maury, this ain't Jerry, this ain't none of that. This is ridiculous. And
Like, come on, guys.
like, come on now, for real. And so then Trick was like, look here, I ain't here to play no games with y'all. I ain't here to be. He said we need to tell the truth about what's going on here. And so Metaphor was like, what you mean? He was like, Lash, do you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him? And he was like, she was like, what, babe? And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, this ain't the time. This ain't the time. And he was like, what? No, this is the time. He said, it ain't about them. It's about you and me. He said, you want to tell him that you call me Trick Willy Wonka? I was like, what? Because he mentioned earlier that
Trick Willy Wonka.
he said the last was looking at him like he was a Reese's cup, and she just wanted to rip the paper off and get right to the chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, oh my god, oh snap! But it was the craziest thing. But she was like, this opportunity, and then before we know it, Noam Dar clocks Trick Williams, sucker punches him, knocks him out, and was gonna take the belt and was like, this, whatever, you know how they do this thing. This is gonna be mine. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So we gonna have a Trick Noam Dar feud coming up, I guess soon, sure. But that was that. Um, then we have a match with. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me. Do you have any more thoughts on the Supernova session?
It was. They made a big deal out of nothing, and then Trick made it worth something. Talking about Trick Willy Wonka.
It's the wildest thing, but it's crazy to see what's gonna happen. Then the next match we have is between Kalani Jordan and Fallon Henley, which is a personal beef because they used to be friends and partners.
Yeah.
And now they're no longer friends and partners. They're going against each other. And I think this match was a solid match, honestly. I thought it was really good. They both had, emotions behind it, but I think Kalani was more in her feelings, and Fallon is more like, I'm about business now, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to fight. And it was a good, solid back and forth. And Kalani came out strong, but Fallon came out vicious, which I found very interesting. Fallon was very more on like the like I'm ready to take you down kind of vibe, and
no more Mr. Nice Girl.
Absolutely, she was not playing with him. But the match ended up with Fallon they got to a corner and she snatched the. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but she was grabbing at the ring post cover, and she got pulled back and it yanked off, and then Kalani ended up going head first into it, knocking her out, and Fallon getting the win 1, 2, and 3. It was a good match.
A good solid match.
Nothing I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It was alright.
This new vicious Fallon Henley is gonna be something to pay attention to, though.
Absolutely, I think she came out hard, and I kind of like it. I wasn't mad at it. The next match was Lexus King versus Duke Hudson from Chase U, because Chase U told him he was not feeling that vibe, And so they got the match. I called him Chris Jericho's twin. I did. I thought Lexis King was Chris Jericho's twin. I was like, look at this. He's looking like Chris Jericho.
Not Chris Jericho Jr.
I really did. I was like, he looks like Chris Jericho. But whatever, sure. But yeah, he came out strong, and Duke was matching his energy. Like they were going at it, like we're and it was a back and forth good match. Duke hit this man in the chest so hard, it literally made him start talking to blaming Tia, who was outside of the ring, like she did it. He was just like, oh, and she was like, he knocked his soul out his chest.
That was crazy.
It was so wild. I was like, ooh, ouch. Ouch.
That hurt.
It hurt. It hurt me when it did it. I was like, Jesus. It was wild. And so
that was brutal.
It was brutal. It hurt. But the match continued, and Lexus was going. They were like I said. Like I said, it was a good back and forth, solid match. And Lexus ended up getting out the ring at one point and going over to antagonize Taya, and that's when Ridge Holland came from the back, and he was like, "It's just something about Taya that he's like, she reminds me of my daughter. I don't want nobody messing with her." And he wanted to come out to avenge her and protect her. And so he comes running down the ring with a chair, and he was about to jump in the ring and get him. He was just going to go get him. But the other guys from Chase stopped him and pulled him out the ring, but the chair was in the ring. And so when the ref was going to take the chair out of the ring, Duke was distracted by the ref grabbing the chair from him and taking it out of the ring, and Lexus came and did turn, and that gave Lexus the opening to hit him with the panic coordination, and that was 1, 2, 3 for Duke. Lights out for Duke after that, the panic coordination, because that was kind of pretty to watch. I ain't never seen nobody do the panic coordination, but that was kind of cute.
Yeah, that was good right there.
It was cute. I was like, oof. Okay then.
We got Ridge Holland trying to Ridge Holland apologizes backstage after the match, and promises to earn their trust. And I believe Lewis or you said this a couple weeks ago, with Ridge Holland earning their trust, and then so as he earns their trust, he stabs him in the back. We've seen this before.
We definitely have, and I feel like we're gonna continue to see this kind of, I do think I like this character though of Ridge Holland. I really do. I like this tormented character of trying to fight against his demons and wanting to not be blackout wild and crazy, but the demons always taking over. I can't wait for when he finally just allows the demons to take over. That would be quite amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that to happen because it's going to be it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But the main event of the night is Roxanne Perez versus Chelsea Green. I mean, we don't get that here, but I think this match was okay. I thought this match was good. We actually saw a side of Chelsea that we don't usually get to see on the main roster, because on the main roster, like I said, I think she's just eaten up by some really great talent.
Yeah, and that's the theme for a lot of the women superstars. They go and have great runs in NXT, but when they get to the main roster, they get swallowed up by I don't want to say A+ players, but
yeah, it's sort of like that. It's something like that. I know you hate to say it. It's like, they do it was a lot of what we see from Roxanne. She was very vicious. She's very like she's so good. She's so good.
Roxanne is really good.
She's really good, and I think she's going to be one of those people. She's not gonna get ate up when she goes to the main roster. I think
Uh-uh.
she is going to be one of those A-list stars that's going
Yeah,
to constantly be in the main event
title
conversation.
picture.
Absolutely,
She's got that orator.
absolutely. But one thing that I was very happy to see, we did see a bit of a Rough Rider from Chelsea Green in honor of her husband Zack Ryder. I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
oh, you know, I was like, not a Rough Rider. And it was good. I was like, okay, all right. It was just a really good match. I said we saw a lot from Chelsea that we just don't usually see, and we saw her talent and her skills, and she is a really good wrestler. And I feel like she's a really good wrestler amongst the really, really good wrestlers on the main roster. So it's hard to showcase everything. I hope we do get to see more Chelsea in ring as a competitor instead of Chelsea as the person who's just there to get the beat down for the big star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she got skills, she can wrestle, and I would love to see a lot more of that. And I think she is smart, and we saw that in the Royal Rumble this past year. Oh, that the what's the Rumble? Yeah, when
Yeah,
she
with the
got knocked
Rumble.
out and she jumped back in, and she
Uh-huh.
was very smart and thought about what she was going to do. So I hope we get to see more of Chelsea actually in a role of
Yeah.
wrestling more and fighting more.
Showcase her skills more.
Absolutely, absolutely. We did get the 12 people who were competing. I don't have that because
I
I didn't.
I do have that.
Okay, cool. Well, then give us the 12 people who are.
Let me just find it. Okay, we've got Soruka, who
Mhm.
was the number one, the top rated superstar in the combine.
Okay.
Then we've got Thea Hill, Jaden Parker, Brinley Reese,
Mhm.
and Meechin to round out the top five. Then we've got Fallon Henley, Lash
No.
Legend, Ivy Neal, Izzy Dame, Kiliana Jordan, Tatum Paxley, and Ren Sinclair.
Okay.
Those were the top 12 people in the combine.
Period. So they are going to start next week with the tournament with the matches for this tournament to
Yeah.
go to get the first ever women's North American Championship, and I'm kind of excited about that for these ladies. I will say NXT is very heavy on the women wrestlers
Yeah.
right now, and so I mean, like even tonight we got three matches of for the for the women's show, three matches.
Uh huh.
And we don't usually get that many matches on the main roster unless it's like Raw when it has 3 hours to do it. And
Yeah.
even then, we don't usually get that.
Uh huh.
And these are good amount of time matches. Like none of them were smash and grabs. Like none of them were quick matches. They were all get a little time to actually do something. So I love that. I love that we are getting the women more of a spotlight on TV to actually show their skills. And then this women's North American title is going to give more women a chance to be spotlighted on the show. So I appreciate that.
Yep.
And so next week we'll start that tournament as well as other matches. But that's overall, I think this was a solid show. I would give it a,
Yeah.
like a,
Solid show.
I would give it like a
A
C
B.
or
A
a
B
B. Yeah,
minus.
B. I would give it a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was entertained. The Wesley factor was very good. Was great for me, and I enjoyed seeing that. And I felt like no matches were done. So
Yeah. Good
yeah,
overall show.
good overall show. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm glad we got to watch it. I am going to. This is my fill-in time. I'm gonna step back out and let Lewis take over his spot next week and let him and Donovan do their thing. But it was fun talking about NXT. I enjoyed it. I always do. And we will be back next week, same time, different panel because I probably won't be here. But unless Mills is still in Eurovision land, then maybe I'll be back. Who knows? Or maybe we'll make Donovan do it by himself. We don't know. Who knows?
I'll be here. If that's what it comes down to, I just have to get it done.
We'll get it done, but we'll make sure it happens for you. But we'll be back, like I said, next time, same channel. Who knows what panel? Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Do all the things. Hit the buttons. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow all the channels. All those links will be in the description below. The ESC, the TV, and the main channel at The Cup Pod. Do all those things. Follow those things. Join our channel if you want to become a member or join our Patreon. Get your cup merch, period, because why not? And we'll see you next time. So, cheers, y'all. Cheers. Bye.